Alright, Chanula said my intros were cringe, so he's going to do the intro. Okay, right, I did not know that.
Go on, do the intro, mate.
Hi, it's 7:30 AM, it's too cold, it's foggy, I can't see the ball, but we're still going to play. Alright, we're going to work on deep backhand today, movement.
I didn't even know that.
moving back to it. Yeah, probably cut that bit out. Alright, so we're going to start off with some... Oh, vlogging! There you go, the hooks. What have you got to say for the vlog?
It's cold out there, sunny.
Alright, so we're going to start off with some wide, deep backhands, just work on the footwork pattern for them. Going to mix it up so that's not predictable and just try and get an early preparation and get back as fast as we can. Just varying that footwork pattern.
So we're starting off in the hand feed here just to make it a little bit more controlled, to make sure we definitely experience all those different footwork patterns, making sure we're feeding high deep balls, wide balls, low deep balls, really wide balls, some faster ones and some slower ones, because that will make sure all the footwork patterns are fully varied. A lot of the shots here are going to be hit within the open stance, just because you don't want to do too many within the closed stance. One, because it will compromise your recovery and you'll be slower and leave a lot of court position exposed. And the second reason is it makes it tougher to drive the hip through the ball, which is one of the most fundamental things to get power on your shot. However, having said that, if there is a ball to be hit where you can hit it within a neutral stance, then that is definitely beneficial and you should definitely go for that. You just need to make sure that you don't cross that leg over too far where you can't drive that hip through the ball.
Alright, so next up we're going to go out the basket but with the racket feed this time, so we can make it a little bit more realistic to how you actually receive the ball and have a little bit more concentration on the shot placement. So we're going to try and get it towards the backhand side of the opponent, of a right-hander, trying to either break the baseline or break the sideline. Alright, so I've got my bag here just as a rough target area, just more towards that backhand side, but really the main focus is having those balls rising over the baseline sideline to push the opponent deep to get back to neutral.
Something to note here whilst I'm feeding is that the big aim is to push the partner back behind the baseline or wide, so that they're forced into more of a defensive shot. So it's okay to feed balls that go out or behind the baseline or into the tram line, just to expose that movement a little bit further than you usually would.
Okay, my turn now. I'm going to see how many out of how many shots Chanula feeds me that I can get into that target zone. I'm going to keep a track in my head.
Okay, so that was a brutal first feed from Chanula, so that's obviously 0 out of 1 there, but that next one was a lot better, so that's 1 out of 2. Did well to get that one into the target zone, but my footwork pattern wasn't the best there, even though that was pushed quite far. I think we're on 3 out of 4 now, and we are finishing this set with 4 out of 5. So it's always good to keep track of the score that you get for each one, just so that you can try and progress with it and keep yourself accountable. It's really important to make sure that you're driving out of that final step of the shot into recovery as aggressively as possible. The shot isn't done when you hit the ball, the shot's done when you're recovered and back in position. The classic term of beat the bounce, or trying to recover by the time your shot bounces on the other side, is such a great way to force yourself to get back into position as early as possible.
Okay, so we're going to now open it up into more of a points-based exercise. If same feed, so Chanula's going to feed it tough to my backhand. Doesn't matter if it's out, we're going to play on from there. And I'm trying to get it back cross court to his backhand side. So if I can make him play a backhand on the next ball, I'm playing for 2 points if I win the point. If not, it's just normal, just 1 point at a time. We're going to play a tiebreak to 10 in that format.
Okay, I'm not going to lie, the quality of these two tiebreaks here were not the highest. We kind of went straight into the technical and drilling based drills without doing much of a hit before, so we're both a bit rusty when it came to play out the full point. So I'm just going to do a couple highlights from each tiebreak here, and then I'll play the next one in full, so it's really evident how the scoring system works.
we're going to go same exercise again. This time the defender's going to start a little bit further over to the inside tram line of the other side, just because I felt like we weren't getting enough of the defensive balls, and quite a lot of the time we were just getting neutral balls that were rounding back. So we're going to start a bit further over, try and make it a little bit tougher for the defender, and then there should be a little bit less 2-pointers unless we become really effective with the backhand cross court. Good feet. Alright, so that's kind of like the whole progression for the deep backhand defense work, but it's also a good way to work on the attacking forehand. If your partner doesn't quite get it to your backhand on the defensive shot, then you can really work on taking it early with the forehand and just going into space. So it's a good attack defense drill. And now, just finishing the session, just going to do a little bit of serving practice, trying to get serving practice in every single session that I do. Just always a little bit of serving to just keep it ticking over. There's no way. I thought there's no way he's hitting that on the return. I thought that's pretty safe.